No, I won't.
All right, what's up, motherfuckers? Welcome to GSR Gun. Hey, this is our late night show, so we can basically say whatever we want.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh shit!
Here on Monday, May 23rd, got a couple of big guests tonight. We got Rob Scott from Rob 2 Cents. If you haven't checked out his show, you need to go check it out. And we have the con man who loves talking NBA basketball. He was on with us earlier. Missed the afternoon show. He was in the comments.
We had a great afternoon show.
Actually. It was awesome. It was great. It was great.
It was great. It was a great afternoon.
show. I loved that everybody came on because a lot of times just me and Greg or me and Deontay. And I mean, them guys are good and it's fun to do it. Them guys, when you get more people in there and get everybody talking, I don't know, it's funner.
You know what I would say today? The morning show kind of jumped off the rails, but the afternoon show we got some good sports conversation here.
And morning show, you get, especially when you get Frankie out there. Sometimes you get
Frankie the Yankee.
Frankie. He had Jay, but he had Jay mad this morning, man.
Oh, he did. Jay was
up. Let Frank get under your skin.
Oh, Jay was upset. Woo.
Check our sound real quick.
It's all good though, man.
All right, we're good. For some reason, when I started the Easy Money show today, you might have heard it, Michael, because I know you was on there at the very beginning. I was having a sound issue.
I've been on this network all goddamn day.
I sounded like a damn robot. I didn't know what. I was able to fix it. Luckily, somebody told me. I done a whole show like that one night, not knowing that that the sound had messed up because it sounded good in my headset. I recorded an interview with this guy from California for 3 hours. We talked for 3 hours.
Whoa.
Got hung up with them, went to play it back, and we all he sounded fine, but me and my cousin sounded like a robot the whole time.
You know what?
He came back on the next night. He came back on the next night. We done like a 2-hour show, and it was good, but it wasn't as good as the night before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Recreate.
That's happened to me before. My mic actually disconnected, so I was using the computer's audio. So I'm going to go edit my show, and I'm like, nah. And it was one of them days too. I like pushed myself to do it because I think something that a lot of us content creators go through. If you're not getting the followers you want or the listeners, sometimes you're like, well, what am I doing this for? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it was one of them days I just had to push through.
Yeah.
Because I had a show that I had to do, especially now that I've made so many commitments to people. Like, yeah, you can run my show on your network. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I want to make sure I have some content out. So, you know, we all go through them days.
Oh yeah. People don't understand how much time you put into this stuff because
I know.
Because like even tonight, after this, I'll be doing research and stuff to get ready for the sports betting show tomorrow at 3 because I do the afternoon. I do the shows before that, so I don't have time to do the stuff tomorrow.
I don't know how y'all do it. I don't know how y'all do it, man. I don't know.
Especially when you got a job too.
See, right with my medical condition right now, I haven't been working, so this is basically my job. I put everything into this and.
Yeah, man. I want to put everything into my podcast.
Trying to get it up and get numbers up. We're getting there, but it seems like every time I think things are starting to go good, I'll get sick or something, and then I'm off for like a week. And it's like, man,
lose that momentum.
Man, the Celtics, man, what happened to the Heat tonight?
Speaking of losing momentum.
Oh man, Do we have to talk about them? Hey, I'm a mess right now.
Yeah, you went for Miami today, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Yeah, thanks for letting everybody know that. But that's all right.
To be honest, I said, and you can even ask Mike because he was on there. I said that I thought the Celtics would win the game, but I took Miami in the points because the spread they were giving Miami 7 points, and I thought this would be a close game. So I was like, no, I'm gonna. I said I think Celtics will win, but I'm gonna go with Miami +7, and that didn't hit. I don't think the under hit either, did it? What was the final score?
It was 102 to 82.
Yeah, the under did hit because it was at 206. So
tonight was just bad.
And Michael had said the Heat in the under, so he had the under right.
I had the under right. Yeah, I had something right.
Tonight just went bad. You could tell Jimmy Butler wasn't healthy out there. Jason Tatum showed up. He didn't have much luck at the 3-point line, but he showed up. And again, this points back to what I said in the afternoon show. A lot of people looked at me all weird. I trust Jason Tatum more than I trust Jaylen Brown. Look at Jaylen Brown tonight. Inconsistency at best. He had such a great game yesterday. Tonight he goes 5 of 20 and gives you 12 points. So it's just like
Tatum had 24 in the first half tonight.
Yeah. And he was big from the free throw line. The free throw line is what tells the story. You look at 14 to 16 from the free throw line. Miami just came out lackluster. Like, I understand you're going through some injury problems. I understand that you have a lead in this series, but there was no sense of urgency at all from the Miami Heat roster. I don't know what was on that brain, what was on that mental, or how we used to say back in the day, fucks on your bird.
I don't know, man. It looked. Because I was doing I went on Pride show this evening.
Yeah,
and usually you're on there for about an hour. Well, tonight turned into about 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Oh, that's when you know you're getting a good conversation with Pride.
Well, Jay was on there, and so was Nate, the younger.
Okay, yeah. I know Nate. Yeah.
I didn't realize he was only 20 years old.
You know, Pride is like 24.
Oh, no, Pride's like the same age as my son. My son's 22. I think Pride is 23 and maybe just turned 24 or something like that. Like, dude,
yeah, but he had like 87. Yeah, like 87. Pride, man. That dude.
Just funny you mentioned him. I had just reached out to him. Like, man, we miss you, man.
Yeah, we do, definitely.
He said he's hoping to be back soon. They're looking for a daycare. Once he gets the kids in daycare, he'll be back on the morning show.
Yeah, he had kind of told me what was going on. I was actually doing the show with him when his wife kind of announced what the situation was, but it wasn't my place to say anything.
Yeah. So. Well, he was talking about it tonight live on air. So
yeah, it wasn't my place to say anything.
Yeah.
So I said I'll let you break it to the ASAP family, but I understood.
Hey, family comes first.
You got them kids. Well, you got them kids, man.
See, like, I'm lucky. My son's grown. He's 22. He lives on his own.
Right. So you got grown. You in that smooth selling phase.
And even my girls' kids that are basically my kids. You know what I mean? We've been together 6 years now. They're all grown. The youngest one just turned 18. Like a month ago, so
and she ain't trying to stay in the house. You know what I'm saying? So
yes, we have two of them that are 22 and 21. My boy's 22, and then her youngest boy just turned 18. So it's hey,
Yeah.
Hey, we don't. So now we're on that stage. We got one kid living in the house, but he just turned 18. He has a job now, so he ain't ever home anymore. So
He want to be out, because that's how I was when I was 18. Oh, to
Oh,
be 18.
absolutely.
To be 18, Lord
like
Jesus.
she works second shift now at this new job she just took. So she's just now getting ready to get home from work. So I'm usually home all by myself all day long. So that's why I'm always on. I'm always out here.
I got you. Because look, Chris, let me tell you something. This is how I know I was getting older. I got to like 8 o'clock. I looked at that clock. I said, damn, we got another hour and a half before we get up on this damn show. I said, let me put my alarm on in case I doze off. And boy, I was happy. My alarm went off. I threw on my glasses. I looked down and I saw your message like, all right, this is the stream. I'm like, oh, it's happening. Let me get up and get ready.
Yo, it's 11:20 out here where I'm at. You know what I mean?
That's what the time it is here.
It's 10:18 where I'm at, but you know what I'm saying. With me waking up so early, especially tomorrow, I got a lot to do. So I was like,
you live up by my sister.
Oh yeah, this Illinois life, man. That's Chi-Town life, baby.
Yeah, man, I can't believe they blew him out without Marcus Smart as well.
Yeah,
that's my thing. Like this was a game that Miami had to take. This would be the game. Jaylen Brown doesn't shoot well. There is no Marcus Smart out there. Victor Oladipo came to play. It's like, man, if I understand Jimmy was hurt, but somebody else got to step up. Right.
He was the only one doing anything in the first half.
Yeah, he was, and it gets to the point as with Eric Spoelstra, it's like, when do I wave the white flag? Because clearly my team didn't come to play today.
There is one good thing I think might have came out from Miami. I'll get your guys' opinion.
Duncan Robinson.
Duncan Robinson.
Yeah.
Seeing them shots go down because he'd been struggling and he shot the ball well tonight. Seeing them shots go down, I think that could end up being a big thing for Miami maybe later down the road in these next games.
Yeah.
They probably gave him some time. He finally got some time. I knew he's deficient on the defensive end, but hey, that boy can shoot. You gotta give him a chance.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now. I mean, with looking at the way that Boston shot the ball, I'm surprised that they were able to win by so much. I mean, they only shot 39.7% from the field, 8 of 34 from the 3-point line, 23.5%. Like, they didn't shoot the ball well at all. And you look at that and you like, but how did you blow out?
How many free throws did they end up hitting?
Now, the free throws is what tells the story, because Miami went 8 of 14. Boston goes 32 of 38 from the free throw line. And that tells you the story right there, not to mention the rebound battle. When they got out-rebounded, they out-rebounded the Heat by 19 rebounds.
And then watch tomorrow on a lot of these shows on TV, all they'll be talking about is the refs not calling fouls and the discrepancy, how many foul shots Boston got. But that happens at home. Yeah. You see that a lot of times in playoff games. The home team usually gets to the free throw line more than the other team.
Yeah, well, the only person that shot more than 4 free throws was Derek White. He was 4 of 6. Anybody named other than Jason Tatum, who was 14 to 16 from the line. At most, they shot 4 free throws. So Tatum was real aggressive tonight.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say.
Well, you knew he was going to come out.
With the Heat as well, they're not going to get to the free throw line as much besides Butler, because he's about the only one that really will drive the ball to the goal.
Yeah,
a lot of them are standing on the outside firing up threes.
Yeah, true that. Yep.
If Adebayo don't show up in these next 3 games, the Heat are going to be in trouble. He has to play a lot better for them to have a chance.
Yeah, well, you know what it was too with this game. Boston came out and they punched them right in the mouth. 29-11 in the first quarter. That tells you everything right there, because other than that, Boston only won.
What was it? Second quarter at one point?
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. Like, I was looking.
I looked up and said, "Dad, there's like 6 minutes left of this first quarter, and
they like at 4 points,
10 points or something like that."
Yeah. It was bad.
Like, they scored 11 for the whole quarter, didn't they?
Yeah, 29-11. You know, and that right there, that's the tell of the tape. Now, granted, they had of course, they started to make some way in the second through fourth quarter, but when you come get punched like that, I mean, they was like shocked.
Especially when you got some injured players, it's hard to dig yourself out of a hole like that.
Yeah, and the Heat looked like they were hobbled tonight. I mean, if this is a sign for what's to come, then you know that Boston and 6 don't look too bad right now, like we predicted. I'm sorry, Con, man. I know you hate Boston.
I do, and you know something.
Why do you hate Boston?
You really want to know?
Because he lives out there. You know, Boston known for that racism. You know,
Thank you. Yes.
Being a historian.
Exactly. So yeah, I don't like Boston, BUBC. I don't like nothing. Patriots. I don't like none of them.
You sound like my uncle.
I get a lot of heat from that, but
nah, my uncle don't like the Bears organization at all. He feels like it's one of the most racist organizations in the world because he's had experiences when the Bears wouldn't put a black quarterback in the play. You know, that's why he's still shocked to this day about Justin Fields. Like he's like, no, I remember them thinking that position was too much for a black person. They thought that we weren't smart enough to play the quarterback position. So to this day, he hates the Chicago Bears.
I understand that, and you know something, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. And I know, I guess I better get with the times, but you know, me being the historian that I think I am, and talking to Sam Jones, who was a 10-time champion of the Celtics, and seeing what they went through, and Bill Russell, after winning a championship, comes home and finds his house on fire with his daughter in the house. Things like that, I just can't. And with the Red Sox being the last team to employ a black player, things like that just irritates me to the point where
I think we just got to get to a point where the conversation needs to happen, of course, which I think is happening more, and not even just a direct conversation about racism, just more interaction with people. Because you know, one of the things I hate is when people say I don't see skin color. We all see skin color. My thing is I don't care about it. That's what I tell people. I know if you white, I can clearly see you white. I just don't give a shit that you're white because that doesn't affect who you are as a person to me. You know what I'm saying? And once I get to conversing with you and actually having a real conversation, then I can make my judgments from that. But I give a shit, man. Some of my closest friends are people that if you saw how I grew up, you'll be like, man, you cool with that motherfucker? Like, yeah. Actually, you know, that's the reason I think I'm still here in this world. Is because my mind is so open. I don't give a shit what you are, man. We can still be cool.
It don't matter. It really don't matter. You know, so right. You're right. It don't really matter. And I've never have been exposed to that individually. And you know, I don't. I've never had any problems. You know what I mean? Maybe because I'm light skinned or whatever. I never had any racial problems in that effect. But my family out here in New Bedford, my cousin started the Black Panther Party, and I know what they did. I mean, yes, they had the leather coats and the leather hats and the guns and the rifles, but I also know what they did for us as youth, because I grew up on welfare, and the Black Panther Party fed us. You know what I'm saying? So I know my thoughts are really deep rooted, and I know what they represented, and they didn't get a true representation of what they really were. So I have my feelings. I mean, I guess I should roll with the times, and you know, I have this thing about, because me being a historian, as I think I am, but talking to Sam Jones 2 months before he passed away, and hearing what him and the Celtics went through, I mean, come on, man. You win a championship, you can't go eat in the same restaurant with them.
Hey, different times back then, man. Different
With
times.
them.
Yeah,
good
but
enough
it
to get on the
just
court and play basketball with them and help win the championship, and you can't go out in public and celebrate with them.
And
they say, don't forget what you are now, boy.
yeah, and you know some. I know, they say, yeah, come on, man. You need to, wake up, and now it's different times. But I have those memories, and then talking to Sam Jones just recently, what I mean, him to call me back the next day. He didn't even know me from a hole in the wall. And they said, Mike, you got 15 minutes to talk to him. We talked for an hour and 45 minutes. And I got stories, fellas. Maybe not tonight. I won't. I got stories, and
I bet it was awesome because like getting to sit down with some of these older wrestlers that I've got to sit down and talk to, man. It's awesome just to get down, just to listen to their stories.
Yes.
That's one of the things I look forward to. Like, I haven't been blessed enough to really sit down and talk with, true pillars of the game. But like, just thank God for social media. Like, you get to hear the stories about the Kobe Bryants, or we get to watch things like The Last Dance, and you get to really get in the mentality of some of the greats out here and realize, it makes you look at your personal life. Like, what am I really doing to win out here? Because am I giving everything my all? Am I putting myself or my team in a position to be on top, to be dominating this game? Whatever you doing in life, man. You look at Michael Jordan, like he said, he played like this, man. He played like that. And if you don't understand what that means, I mean, everything went into what I was going into. So,
I'll tell you what, I grew up watching Michael Jordan. He wasn't my favorite player because Reggie Miller's my favorite.
He was an indie guy.
Reggie Miller's my favorite player. But watching that Last Dance, like to your point, I grew up watching, but I learned a lot of stuff about Michael Jordan that I didn't know.
Yeah.
By watching that Last Dance.
Me too. I
love watching any sports biography or documentary. I love watching.
Oh man, dude, that's why you got to check out that Tom Brady one, man.
I haven't got to watch all of it yet.
Oh my God, man! Just to get in his mindset, like a lot of people think he's like so happy-go-lucky in it, and man, Psycho Tom is real.
Oh yeah.
When it comes to that football, the Tom Brady, the happy-go-lucky dude, the soccer van dad, shit go out the window.
Well, see, I actually have a friend that he won a Super Bowl with Tom Brady in New England.
Shit.
Brandon Gorn. He was an offensive lineman. He played at Purdue. Then he got drafted by the San Diego Chargers, but he ended up in New England. He was actually when Tom Brady used to do them credit card commercials and the offensive lineman would sit at the table. He was actually one of the offensive linemen that sat at the table in them commercials. But he was a senior in high school at Muncie Southside when I was a freshman. But when I was in 8th grade, I used to go up there to the high school and lift with the football team to get in shape for wrestling.
Yeah.
And so I got to know him pretty well. Plus his dad was the assistant principal at the high school. But he came back in town one night. It was like a big high school reunion night thing. We was all at this bar talking and stuff. And he was telling us stories about Tom Brady, about how different he was on the field and off the field and stuff. And it's like, man, he lives in Indianapolis now, but I'm working on getting him on the show. But I know he won at least one Super Bowl. I think he was there for 2 of them.
Well, hey, folks, check this out. Now you want to bring that about Tom Brady. I'm a basketball guy, but we're going to talk about football. I went to Bishop Stain High School, and there was a guy by the name of Flea. They call him Flea. His name was Jimmy D. Y'all can look him up. Anyway, I went to Framingham State and played at Framingham State. He ended up going to Framingham State before me, and he had a sports talk show. I remember I was on his sports talk show. Anyway, he graduated. Check this out, fellas. Came home, graduated. I became one of the biggest drunks you would ever see. I'd go downtown. He'd be drunk on the ground, whatever. Anyway, there was a job opening, And I don't know if y'all know, but out here in Massachusetts, they have a thing called cable cars, where they would have people come on and they would talk about selling cable cars. He was on that show. There was an opening for Patriots. Guy by the name of Raymond Berry was a coach back then for the Patriots. Y'all can look that up. Anyway, there was an opening for someone to film the Patriots practices. And the Patriots sucked back then, if y'all remember. And anyway, this guy named Jimmy D went for the job. As I told you, drunk, alcoholic, whatever you want to call him, went for the job, and he got it. And needless to say, to this day, he still works for the Patriots. He has a picture. I'll send y'all a picture of him standing right next to Tom Brady with his 5 rings on each finger. His name is Jimmy D. Look him up. Anyway, so for real, it's a true story. I don't know Tom Brady. I never got to meet him. I don't know anything about that. You know, I'm not a Patriots fan. And my guy.
It's hard for me to say that, man, because he kept the Colts out of so many playoffs, knocked us out of the playoffs so many damn times.
That's the GOAT, man. I just respect it, man.
Check this out. My boy Jimmy D still there. He's still there. He still works for them. He's been through all the coaches that the Patriots have had. He's still, matter of fact, you remember the Spygate or whatever? He was the one that was in charge. But the guy who was in the middle is the one that got caught. And that's why they had to pay so much money, if you remember Spygate.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh, you know, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Well, yeah. What I'm saying, though, to this day, now I do fundraisers for my city. I do fundraisers because I'm in the hood. I do fundraisers. I do a lot of stuff. And I've never, ever asked my good friend, Jimmy D, for a ticket to the game or to go see a damn game because I don't like the Patriots.
Man, you ain't using your connections the right way.
I could go get a suite for real.
Hey, look, my cousin used to be a damn lovable. Trust me, I was at the games in the suites. Yes, sir. You got to use the connections, my boy. That's what they there for.
And you know something too. Not trying to blow my own horn. But, again, I claim I'm a historian, but after talking to Sam Jones, I'm really not a historian because, if you're a historian, you live through it. I didn't live through what they all went through. So I claim I am, but I'm really not. I know, but I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really claim to be a true historian. But I did have the opportunity, and thank God I had the opportunity to play against 2 Hall of Famers, Dr. J and Nick Archibald. And that was a tremendous honor and feeling. And I can send you all that too.
Did you play with them in college?
No. Dr. J was at UMass Amherst. And Nick Archibald went to, he's from New York. He went to New Mexico State. No, I did not play against him in college. No, I played Division III. They played Division I. Dr. J came out here in New Bedford when I was 16 years old, and he put on a basketball clinic. It was right before the merger between the ABA and the NBA. And New Bedford High School, there's 5,000 people, and what they did was they had him come on out, and they asked. He did a clinic, and what he did was he did the fundamentals. And now you think Dr. J, all he did was dunk and all that. But he came out there and he said, look, I'm going to teach you all the fundamentals. And that's what he did. And the crowd was like, oh, man, this is boring. This boring as that. And then what he did was he said, look, give me the highest leaper in the building. And a guy by the name of Gus Hodge came down. And he said, shook his hand. He said, all right, Gus, do me a favor. Touch the net. Gus touched it. Check this out now. Listen carefully. Gus touched the net. Gus thought he was cool. He said, Gus, touch the backboard. Gus touched the backboard. Thought he was cool. He said, Gus, touch the rim. Gus went up there and touched the rim. Thought he was cool. He then said, okay, Gus, touch the net without bending your knees. Think about this. Touch the backboard without bending your knees. Touch the rim without bending your knees. Think about that, fellas. And then, obviously, he couldn't do none of that. And then Dr. J, at that time, proceeded to get 2 balls like this, jumped up, bing, bing, without bending his knees. For real. And then what happened then, he said, well, give me the 7 best ball players in the building. And, you know, I'm 16 years old. So people that decided nothing. I'm like, go out there, man. Come on, man. You know you want. So I went out there. It was about 7 of us. Shook our hands. His hand was like tremendous. And then we proceeded. Games were to 2. And 2 of the players before me, he bang, bang, they were out. Bang, bang, they were out. Then it's my turn. So I go up. I'm playing against him. I'm D'ing his ass up. He took a jump shot from the top of the foul line. It hit the back of the rim. I grab the rebound. I go to the left corner. I do my little spin move. I do my little thing. And I shot with the left hand. And I missed. And he got the rebound. He went, because you had to clear it. Got the rebound, brought it back to the foul line. He took another jump shot. It hit the back of the rim again. I'm underneath the basket. 5,000 people. I'm underneath the basket. And the ball, I see the ball coming in my hands. And all of a sudden, he snatched that ball. He did a 360 dunk, and the place went crazy. Crazy. And then what he did was this. Now, if you remember in 1976, he did a dunk contest. He won against David Thompson. But anyway, what he did was he called everybody down. He said, everybody come on down, and in a semicircle. Everybody came down like in a semicircle. And my man did every possible dunk you could ever see. Only dunk he didn't do was the foul line dunk because there was too many people there. But he did. And then a week afterwards, he was on the cover of the Sports Illustrated with Dave Cowens. And then he ended up playing. He got picked up by the Philadelphia 76ers, and his first game was against Golden State on TV. But yeah, that was my recollection of that. But it was an honor. It was an honor to play against 5,000 people, man. It was crazy.
Well, then another guy that was in high school here in Muncie at the same time as me played in the NBA, Bonzi Wells.
Oh yes, yeah, I know. Oh yeah,
Bonzi was a dog. People don't even know about Bonzi.
I went to Muncie Southside High School. He went to Muncie Central High School, and he was a senior when I was a freshman as well. Yeah. I watched him play in high school a bunch.
Yeah, we had an interesting high school too because Chicago during the scene I was coming up, we had everything. We had Sharon Collins. We had Derrick Rose. We had Eddie Curry like a couple years earlier. AD coming up right behind us. Like, these is cats we heard of. Like, you be like, man, because I remember, man, I tell everybody this, going to watch D Rose play, like in person in high school, you knew from the get-go, like, this dude going to the league. He going to the league. I'm talking about he was out there. It was like a man playing with boys. Literally.
Yeah, I was all bet because I remember watching Bonzi in high school, and there was actually some guys. There was a couple guys that played at Southside that were just as good as as Bonzi, but couldn't keep their head out of trouble and didn't go on. But with Bonzi, he went to Ball State University, is where he went to college at.
Yeah,
well, that's right here in Muncie as well. So
me
and Dad used to go to. We used to watch him at the in college level as well before he.
Yeah, one of my good friends went to Ball State out there. Shout out to Ball State. No, for real. You know what's funny too? When guys, you know, people underestimate how skilled you have to be to make it to a professional league. I don't care if you're a bench player
or even like, Division I college.
You know what I mean? So actually, like Will Bynum, you know, he's from the West Side.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, when I tell you Will Bynum got that,
It was about 5'11", maybe
Yeah,
6 feet, maybe.
he about my height, 5'11". like if you see him in person, he's not big height wise. He a stocky cat, but he not big height. But when I tell you he got it, bro, he was out here making, I don't care, the top street ballers look like amateurs. It was amateur hour. Like, and that's what I'm telling people. I'm like, do you know that everybody in the NBA at one point in time they was the best person at their school?
And Rob,
Best person in the country.
Hey, let me tell y'all something. Do you know there's only 435 players who make the NBA?
And people don't understand. You know, I was watching this video. I'm glad you mentioned that, Con, man. I'm watching this video with Brian Scalabrine.
Yep, okay.
College kid talking a lot of shit.
Yep.
Like, man, I'll bust your ass, man. You was number 11 coming off the bench in the league.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Man, Skylar Brady said, "Come on, bro, let's play for your shoes." Now, this is a young black athletic college kid, and when I tell you, Skylar Brady got out there and just fundamentaled his ass to death, just backed him down. Oh yeah, made this shit look so easy, and was talking shit while he didn't even know he left with his shoes right. Man, and that's what I'm trying to tell these dudes, man. Y'all don't want to see these dudes in the NBA.
Hey, Rob, man, I know you're younger than me, man. But I'm gonna tell you something. I mean, my boy right now, who I'm real close with, he from Chicago.
Yeah.
He has a show called All Ball Chicago, and he has Isaiah Thomas. He has Mark Aguirre. He has what's his name from Illinois? I can't remember the name off the top of my head. But he has him on. He has all the big names from Chicago. Yeah. But I'm gonna tell you something, Rob, and you can check this out for me. You guys had a guy by the name of Ronald Curry. You ever heard of him?
Yeah.
You have?
You said Ronald Curry?
Yep.
No, I'm thinking about somebody. I'm thinking about Eddie Curry. Ronald Curry? No, I never heard of him.
Ronald Curry.
Nah,
I'm going to tell you something about him real quick. Yeah. He went to Farragut. You remember Farragut, right? You know who that is, right?
That's when KG went.
And guess who was his backcourt mate?
Who?
Ronald Curry.
You talking about KG? Curry. That was his?
Yes, at Farragut. Look it up. Farragut High School, Ronald Curry. Look him up, Rob.
Yeah, my guy, one of my coworkers probably know my boss Walter, because he played football for U of I. He actually made it to the NFL. So you know, I worked with a guy that was in the NFL. He played with the Panthers and the Steelers, and he was actually telling me a story about KG. It's funny you bring that up. KG,
he's not from Chicago.
I know, but KG was raised out here.
Yeah.
So you know that make you Chicagoan nonetheless.
I hear.
So KG was at this gym. Now, mind you, this dude ain't got no basketball gear on. This man got on, you know, this early 2000s. So my man's out here in big jeans and Timberland boots. And this dude at the court was talking mess to KG like, man, I don't see what the big deal is anyway. I'll kill you, bro. And KG spotted him like 11 points to a game of 21 and was out there killing the man in Timberlands and jeans. It was like, KG, you want to change? He's like, hell no, I don't need to change for this bum ass motherfucker.
hey, but Rob, let me tell you this quick story real quick. I'm gonna bore y'all to death. But we used to have what they call the Boston Shootout out here, and I wasn't good enough to make the Boston team. I was like one of the last ones cut. But anyway, I went to the Boston Garden, which it was called back then. Check this out. Chicago came down. Doc Rivers won the MVP. Mark Aguirre won the MVP. I can go on and on and on. Anyway, the year that I went, Pat Ewing was there in the dunk contest with a whole bunch of other guys from Atlanta, whatever. And it was this guy, okay? I didn't even know who he was. His name was Ronald Curry. He didn't perform. Check this out. He didn't even perform in the matter of fact, he didn't even play in the Boston Shootout. But anyway, during the dunk contest, everybody's in like in a semicircle. My man, now I think you know what boat shoes are?
Mm-hmm.
Boat shoes are like, what the prisoners used to wear, that like the loafers or whatever. Anyway, this guy was sitting on the ground, and I didn't know who he was. Now, mind you, no warm-ups, no nothing, not a damn thing. He didn't participate in the dunk contest. Pat Ewing dunked 2 balls at the time, but me and Pat were good friends. We used to call him P. King. He played at Cambridge and Atlanta. But anyway, so what happened was this guy, people were calling his name out to go dunk. As I said, he didn't even play. I don't even know why he didn't play in the shootout. He ended up doing one of the most craziest dunk performances, again, in boat shoes. Anyway, the reason why Kevin Garnett went to Farragut, how you pronounce Farragut. Well, anyway, he's the reason why Kevin Garnett went there. And he was the best player on that team, not Kevin Garnett. And if you ask Kevin Garnett, he'll tell you this. What happened was, prior to him, after he graduated high school, he got in a real bad motorcycle accident. And his career went drastically downhill. He tried to come back. He ended up playing in the CBA, which was called the CBA back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Guy had a 54-inch vertical leap. Rob, do me a favor. When you get off this show, just look him up. You'll see what I'm talking about. I'm telling you right now. You said about Derrick Rose? This was Derrick Rose before Derrick Rose. No doubt in my mind. You ask Kevin Garnett, they'll tell you. This dude had it all. But kind of like my boy Jay Williams now, who's on TV now, motorcycle accident, same thing. He got in a real bad, matter of fact, he had like one of them neck things on, bars around his neck. And it was a real sad situation. And that guy could have made millions of dollars. He would have been tremendous. I think he might have been like kind of like a Derrick Rose. I truly believe that. Look him up.
Ron.
In the comments, does the Mavs have any chance of winning series?
It's over.
No.
I do not think so.
Nope.
It's over with. I'm
It's over.
sorry. I hate to tell you.
It's over.
I told people.
A lot of stuff would happen. A lot of stuff would have to happen for them to win 4 games in a row.
Well, what happens, fellas, is that teams have to make adjustments. The Warriors have enough talent to make the adjustments. Dallas, they made one adjustment. One of the adjustments was what they did was they used to do the pick and pop and pick and roll for Luka. And then they decided, well, that ain't going to work. So we're not going to pick and pop. We're not going to pick and roll. We're going to let Luka do his own thing. And that worked. But now, again, the Warriors counteracted. Again, I try to make it simple. The game is chess and checkers. It's very simple. Teams come out and do something. It happens. What does the other team do to make adjustments for whatever? That's why they watch film. That's why they watch everything. And the Warriors have enough talent where they can make the adjustments. Dallas does not have the talent to make the adjustments. They don't have the experience. Right now, you got Luka, who's right out of his mind. You got my man Brunson, who's going to get paid. But other than that, you don't know what you're going to get. With the Warriors, they have so much talent that and the experience. So
it's too much on the line for the Warriors to lose. Like
yeah,
that. You know the hell Steph Curry would go through if they blew a 3-0 lead to Dallas. I mean, now granted, Luka is great, and as I mentioned, I'm gonna toot my own horn. I was the only one that was predicting Dallas was gonna win that series against the Phoenix Suns.
Hey, you said it on the afternoon show before the series started because I kind of made a look and you said You said yeah. You said yeah, Gonzo. That's what I said.
I'm riding with Dallas, and that's because I knew Luka individually. He just had too much for the Phoenix Suns, but kind of what Conman is alluding to, Golden State is too much of a unit.
Yes,
They're too much of a. They're not a one-man team. Now they got certain men that can get off at any given time, but collectively they're gonna play defense. They're gonna make all the right plays. So
yep.
I just honestly think that and I look at the game like tonight, Boston or Miami can't afford to shoot like that against the Warriors. That's what I was trying to tell Deontay earlier. Like, you cutting the Warriors too short. You really underestimating that offensive firepower that they have, where you can't go on that much. If that's the Warriors going up 29-11 on the Heat, we might see a 60-point game.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah, I agree. Well, another thing about the Warriors is I think has really made them even more dangerous is the development of Jordan Poole, the player that hit the game.
Oh, yo, from G League to that now.
And his handles, man, he has some great handles. And
man, that boy
finishing at the rim.
Yeah, he efficient at the rim. He probably one of the best finishers in the game, and he's very elusive. He's elusive, and he has the green light because, like I tell people all the time, players like that, you're not gonna just come out and start shooting unless your coach has told you light them up, light them up,
especially on that team.
Because we know Steph Curry, ultimate green light. Clay, ultimate green light. Clay ain't played in 2 years and came back with a green light.
Yep. Yeah. True.
What do you guys think what moves do you think Dallas needs to make to be able to compete with the Warriors? Like next season.
They need an interior presence.
They need more inside help.
Yeah,
Dallas has no inside help whatsoever.
They
got Larry Moon, Curly. They don't have nothing inside to help them out. They're gonna need definitely need some inside play to have someone who can extend the perimeter as well. And they need some help on Brunson, if he even stays there. I think Brunson's gonna get paid either there or somewhere else. He may go, I don't know. But they definitely need some more perimeter shooting, and they need some inside help. Right now, what they got that's not going to help them out at all.
They're getting out rebounded by a team that wasn't a great rebounding team.
Exactly. They need some.
Golden State is averaging as a team. They have 47 rebounds. Dallas has 32.7.
We were talking about this a little bit on Pride Show, and I said I think a good move for Dallas, even though I kind of hate him to see him leave the Pacers, but I think they should try to go after Miles Turner. Because he's a good defensive guy underneath, and he also can stretch the floor. He can shoot 3-pointers. He can shoot outside. He can also play underneath. I think that'd be a good guy for him to get for the as a center for underneath.
Yeah, I would say either him. You got Gobert that's gonna be looking to go somewhere. You got DeAndre Ayton who's possibly looking to go somewhere. It's gonna be some nice big men out there that's looking to get paid and looking to play with a championship team. Dallas is like 1 or 2 moves away from actually being a championship contender, especially considering the landscape of the NBA nowadays. I was telling my friend this was like one of the first playoff series in a long time where you looked and said, I don't know who's going to win. Like everybody had an equal opportunity to win the championship. I just happen to choose the Warriors because of their experience. But there's no like real definitive person that you looked and was like, other than Milwaukee, and if they had Chris Middleton, I still think Milwaukee would be in the dance right now.
Oh yeah.
But other than Milwaukee, you didn't really look at teams that was like, yeah, they got the best player in the NBA right now. They're gonna win. Like look at the Dallas and the Golden State series. Look how lopsided it is. When Dallas went up 19, everybody and their mama was thinking if Golden State could bring this down to like 12 before halftime, then they still in the game. Golden State goes up 14, and we was like, they can't make it 19 because if they go up 19, it's over.
Well, I told my dad when they were down 19, I said as long as Golden State's within about 10 points going into the fourth quarter, they'll win this game.
I told Jay that Jay wanted to try to talk mess on the big group chat. But between me and him, he hit me up. He said, "What's going on with Golden State?" I say, "Bro, this is just the first half. Calm down." And then as we start seeing it, I say, "What did I say?" He said, "How the fuck did they come back?" I say, "That's what champions do. They win."
Well, I told after they blew that Dallas blew that game 2 where they had that big lead and they blew it. I told I said on one of the shows, but also told my dad, I said, Mavericks aren't going to win a game in this series. I said that was their chance right there.
Yeah, because it's certain games that take away your spirit. Like their spirit was crushed because if they're going, that's one of those games you look back and say, "Man, if we would have won game 2, what if?" Like we could have made this a real series.
The Golden State fans was all over Barkley during the post-game show outside.
Oh, did you hear what he told him? He said, "Y'all leave me alone. I'm gonna go home and have sex with your mother."
Yeah.
I said, "Hell no, Charles is ignorant."
Charles, yeah, he is.
And then he showed up the next day with a Dallas Mavericks jersey on.
Hey, only Charles can do that. Only Charles can do that.
Oh man, Charles is one of the only few people that actually get paid to do nothing.
He don't do a damn thing.
You go out there and they say, "Charles, do Chuck." He be like, "All right." He gets paid to have fun. Like he got a hell of a job. Like he was saying, he was telling the guy down the truth. He was like, no. When Shaq was like, "No, if the city won a ring, they champions too." He said, "Yeah, but you know what the problem is? They go home and beat them, and I go home and beat Charles Barkley. I'm a winner." I said, "He's spitting nothing but facts."
I love listening to Barkley after the game. You and Shaq get to going at it. I crack up.
Hey, fellas, check this out. Who do you know can go out, get picked up, trying to get you know what, and still keeps his job?
Oh man, ain't nobody gonna fire Charles Barkley.
But you know what I'm talking about? You know where he was?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But he is inside the NBA. I mean, he one of the reasons they stayed relevant for this long, because you got to remember it was just Ernie, Kenny, and Charles for a long time. Before they brought Shaq on board. Charles was a one-man army, right?
Yeah, he had. There's only one Charles Barkley.
They have a great podcast, the Steam Room.
Yep.
They have a great podcast, actually. You know who else has a great podcast? Skip Bayless.
Oh, does he? I've never listened to his podcast.
Skip has a great podcast. He actually shows you the human side of him. And he just did one with his wife.
Skip
Bayless. He just did a podcast episode with his wife. And I'm like, holy shit, they are just alike.
Oh yeah, I've seen her on Undisputed a few times.
Oh, I never seen that.
I didn't know that.
Shannon,
I might check that out.
You know what?
Shannon got a good one. Shannon, good one.
Yeah, but you listen to Shannon Sharp. Him and Skip wouldn't have happened unless Skip vouched for him. They didn't want Shannon Sharp. Skip went to the and said, "If you want me, then you want Shannon. If you want me to have my show the way I needed to have it, I need him."
Because they thought all Shannon would be able to talk was football, so they didn't want to bring him on that show.
Man, Shannon went on there, does his homework. He takes that shit just as serious as he took football.
I love it when he comes out with the goat mask on.
Let me have my moment. He be cracking me up, man.
I'm not gonna lie, I used to watch it like every day, but then they got to where all they talked about was LeBron James,
the Cowboys, Tom Brady, and whatever Aaron Rodgers is doing at that moment.
Yeah, so I quit watching it as much because I'm like, man, I can only listen to that so much.
Yeah, I like First Take too. Don't get me wrong. I don't like Stephen A. sometimes. Like I love what he's doing as a black man, but I feel like sometimes on there he beat us up too much. Like,
I like
he doesn't carry away.
I like that Max Kellerman's new show.
Yeah, with
Justin
and Jay.
Yep. Yeah, they're good. I like them.
Yeah, and you know what? I like First Take now with JJ Redick on there. He be checking Stephen A. ass. Like, come on,
bro. Yeah.
He be like, you ain't even hoop, bro. You don't even know what you're talking about, bro. Like,
hey, but you know something? Stephen A. making $12 million a year.
Because
Stephen A. making $12 million a year.
Stephen A. is a staple of ESPN. When you think of ESPN, before you think of any journalist, any analyst on there, it's him, probably Brian Windhorst. It's a couple guys that's gonna come to your head. You know, Woj. You know, it's just certain guys you're gonna think of. And Stephen A. Smith is one of those top names. When you mention ESPN, you got to mention him.
What's crazy is he makes $12 million a year, and Tom Brady's still playing football and just signed a TV contract.
Imagine that.
All of them. Tom Brady got to make more money broadcast.
Yeah, he's gonna make more money broadcasting than he has playing football.
10 years, $375 million.
Hey, who can do that?
Tom Brady can.
Hey, think about it. What about them other guys who done paid their dues? They ain't getting that.
Nah, but you got to think about it from this standpoint. How many times do you get to have that was the intrigue about Shaq. How many times do you actually get to have a real winner?
On the other,
sitting there on that microphone and telling you the mentality of a winner.
the only other player that would have had a chance to get that would have been Peyton Manning, just because of because they've been trying to get him as a broadcaster and all his media attention.
He got hella personality. I love him and Eli together. Like,
hey, he's doing good. Hey, Payne's doing his thing. He's doing good.
You see Peyton as much on TV now as you did when he played. All the commercials.
Yeah. You know what though? I like Peyton, man. When he hosted the ESPYs that one time.
Oh yeah,
it was fucking hilarious when he said the joke about KD and Russell Westbrook.
The look that they gave him.
Oh my God, they look like they want to kick Peyton ass.
Did you see when he hosted Saturday Night Live?
Yes.
Oh man, that was hilarious. He's throwing the footballs off the little kids.
Peyton Manning needs to be on movies, man. That's how funny he is. That's a funny cat, bro. But yeah, man, I'm actually excited about football season.
On Monday nights, I usually watch the Peyton and Eli broadcast instead of watching the regular ESPN broadcast.
Yeah, they're good. Hey.
Yeah, I like him. And I like my boy Boomer.
Yep.
I love him.
I grew up on Boomer.
He be rubbing and tumbling in.
Yep.
In the end zone, man, I love me some Boom, man. I grew up off that, man. Know what? One of my first broadcasting dreams was to be on Inside the NFL. When it was back on HBO. Oh my God. Yep. I'm talking about, man, them cats look like they had so much fun. They had Coach Tower. You had, oh my God, man, James Brown. They just look like they were having so much fun up there, man. And then when I really got into basketball, watching Inside the NBA, like that's still one of my dreams. I want to go sit with Ernie and just go up there and have fun.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Oh man, I'll pass the fuck out. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I would too. That'd be an honor.
Ernie Johnson's like one of my heroes, man. You know what I'm saying? Just because he is such a nice man, you can tell he really gives a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
And also about his son that passed away. I mean,
yeah, that was sad.
He brought the personal element to what he goes through too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was sad, man. That was sad. So I'm trying to. I would love to, you know. And I got a couple guys. So like Stephen A. Smith is one of my idols in the game. Skip Bayless, of course. I like Skip too. The more I get to find out about Skip, I like him more and more. Skip just an asshole because that's what brings ratings. He's just a fucking troll. That's all it is. He's really
I'm sure you're right. I have to agree.
That's why I call Pride. That's Pride Bailey. Pride is just a troll. He don't really think what he thinks.
You know, at the end of the day, though, fellas, it's about ratings. If you get ratings, you're gonna get paid.
Controversy. Don't nobody want to see everybody on the sports show getting along.
Exactly. True that.
And when you see people like Damien make comments like that, it's hard to get along with everybody. Because I'm like, what the hell was you thinking when you made that comment?
He was on fire this morning, wasn't he?
I'm telling you, man, tomorrow
during the afternoon show.
I can't wait till we get on Unscripted. Damien, if you're still watching, I want my apology, bro.
Are you gonna be on Unscripted tomorrow?
I will be on Unscripted just to get my apology.
I'll be on there tomorrow.
I just want my apology. That's all.
I'm usually on there every Tuesday and Thursday, and then Saturdays depends on if I'm doing a wrestling show or not. I wasn't on there at all last week.
On the scripted a couple Thursdays now.
I listened to you guys last Thursday when I was sick.
Yeah,
I was on there commenting.
It's fun, man. Like I said, man, I'm glad I got to meet you guys, man, and meet some like-minded people. You know,
I got on ASAP the same way you did. Freddie had seen one of my podcasts or something. He sent me a message and asked me if I'd want to join.
Yes, sir.
And I was like, yeah, I'm always about talking sports.
Oh man, bro, this is my dream, man. I remember I finally just made the decision. Like, you know what? I'm gonna just start a podcast. I really wish I would have did it during the pandemic. That would have been sweet.
Hey, you know something? I got fired from ASM Network. You know that? I got fired. Yep, I got fired. I got fired. For real. I got fired.
How you talking about when y'all was y'all was tweaking out?
hey, I'm gonna tell you why.
I don't know why.
They want me to they would tell us what we had to do. Now, fellas, I'm telling you right now, I am not into hockey or ping pong. You know what I mean? So they said you gotta cover hockey and ping pong. I'm like, no, I don't know anything about that. And I told Freddie wasn't the boss back then. I said, Freddie, have people on your show that do what they do best. I don't do hockey. I don't do ping pong. And this is what I know y'all laughing, but I was like, no. And then not Freddie, his boss at the time said, well, you got to go. I said, I'm going. See you later. I'm out. I ain't doing no goddamn hockey or ping pong. You know what I mean? I can't do it. And then what happened was I started doing my other shows, and I guess Freddie saw me doing my interviews with big time celebrities, because I had been fortunate enough to do that, and he asked me to come back. But he took over the network, and then look what happened now. Look how many shows there are now. Look how many things are going on now because Freddie allowed people to do what they do best, for real. But hockey and ping pong, come on, fellas, come on, man. I can't do that.
Well, that's like I do the sports betting show, and people ask about soccer, and I'm like, I'm not the guy you want to listen to on soccer. I know.
Exactly.
I don't follow soccer enough. It'd be stupid for me to try to tell you who's going to win a soccer game.
Exactly.
You know how I feel about baseball, so I'm trying.
But that's how it was before y'all got on. I was like, matter of fact, there was only about maybe 4 shows on at that time. It was all football, no basketball, all football, and hockey, ping pong, and some handball or something. I don't even know what it was. And I was like, nah, I can't do that, fellas. I said, Fred, why don't you have me do a basketball show? Since I'm a historian, a legend historian, let me do a show about basketball. But he didn't have the power back then.
I watched you guys the other night doing a basketball show. You and I forget the other 2 guys.
Oh, Fast Break.
Yep. Yeah, I watched them the other night.
Clayton.
Yeah, I've been on that show once, just because I heard Freddie talk. All I need is an invite.
I'll invite you. Shoot.
I'll still stop for sure.
I was gonna say, hey, Damien made a good comment.
About time. But he ain't lying though. Stuart Scott actually, man.
Dude.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
You get me back up, bro.
If you turn on his speech from the speech, dude, I'll start crying.
Yeah.
Every time I watch that, it just I do.
I won't lie to you, man. When I think this when Twitter was first made, and I was hitting up everybody on Twitter, like, man, I'm trying to be a sportscaster. I'm looking for a mentor. And two people hit me back. Stephen A. Smith hit me back, but he gave me a Stephen A. answer. He was like, yeah, you got to go through the proper channels, apply on ESPN.com, show your credentials, and then we'll see what we can do for you. Stuart Scott hit me back, and even though he also denied my request, the way he did it was just so graceful. And I was actually one of the first people to find out he was like really sick.
Yeah.
Because he hit me back and was like, man, this persistence is exactly what you need. Because I'm talking about I was hitting these cats up every day. Hey, my name is Robert. Hey, my name is Robert. This is what I'm trying to do. This is what I'm trying to do. And he hit me back and was like, your persistence is what you need in this game. He was like, I would love to be a mentor, but that's something I wouldn't want to do halfway right now. I'm just trying to focus on being a better father and getting through the deal. And I was like, man. And then a couple months later, he passed away from his illness. And I was just like, wow. So that's one of the things that always stuck out to me. Scott.
Honestly,
And my last name is Scott. It might be my cousin. You never know. But
You never know.
honestly, that's in my opinion. That's when ESPN started going downhill a lot. Was after Scott passed away.
yeah, man.
He was such a big part of it.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
he was.
All that, watching that, man. I actually think Anchorman was talking about him when they were talking about the sports highlights. He was like, nobody they want to hear the whammies and the booyahs. And
Right? Yeah.
All right, Damien. Okay, Damien. You see it, baby. We go for the city, baby.
Oh man. Real quick before we get off here, let's talk of football just for a second. What did you think about Nick Saban with the comments he made about Jimbo and Texas State with Deion Sanders?
He was out of pocket.
Rob, you go ahead, bro. You start. I'll finish when you started.
Nick Saban know damn well that Alabama been paying students for years. And you just mad because now all of a sudden, with students being able to get money on top of the table instead of under the table now, that these students are actually choosing colleges they want to go to. Everybody don't want to go to Alabama. What I mean? As much as you love Roll Tide, everybody doesn't want to be part of the Roll Tide. People actually like what they're doing in Jackson State University. People actually like what they're doing in Texas Tech and all these other places now. It's like, dude, you can't get mad when you've had all the top recruits all the time. How many top recruits have Alabama had? And who's ever came out and said, well, y'all paying people money under the table? You heard Deion say, where I get $1 million from?
True. Yeah, talking truth. That's just talking truth.
Nick Saban was talking out the side of his neck, man. And you just need to shut the hell up. Everybody know Alabama been buying new refrigerators and new stoves for parents since 1898.
Shit, houses and all kinds of shit.
All type of shit. You come to Alabama, boy, and we gonna win us a ring. And the intrigue with what I would say with Alabama, not only am I gonna get paid, I know I'm gonna get scouted.
Yes.
I know all the top NFL scouts are gonna be here with the connections that Coach Saban has.
Well, that's why they're 4 or 5 deep with 4 or 5 star players because people know even if I'm not starting, if I'm there, I'm going to get seen.
Yeah,
that's it. All I need to do is get seen.
And that's what he's pissed off about is now he's not going to be able to be 4 or 5 deep at every position with 4 or 5 star players. Because then 4 or 5 star players are going to go other schools because they can say, hey, I can go here and get paid.
Yeah. And I'm so Deion Sanders is for the HBCUs, man.
Yeah. Hey, think about it. You know damn well there's like 5-6 schools previously that got damn near all the best recruits.
Right. You got Alabama, Auburn, Clemson, Ohio State. We know.
We all know. The game's changed now. The game has changed, and Saban, he ain't for it.
I think it's awesome that the game's changing because now I think it's going to make more parity in college football, make it going to even be funner to watch because you're going to have more schools that
goddamn right, compete. Damn right,
yes sir. Damn right. Jimmy Butler was more of a Butler tonight.
Yeah, and then also not only is more teams going to be able to compete, And if they would just change the playoff system now to allow more than 4 teams in college, I think college football would even get bigger than what it is.
Yeah, I mean, college football, man. You want to talk about, it's a great gateway for getting into the profession because they do play at a higher speed than most college sports do. They just Nick Saban just shut the hell up. That's my message. Like everybody know all these colleges been playing these players under the table. The problem is
how you gonna say that about
he went straight to the league.
Yeah, how you gonna say that? How you gonna say comments like that about a guy that used to work for you that knows all the shit that you've done?
But that's why I'm glad you called him on his shit.
Yeah,
you called him on his shit. Like, come on, you really want to go there?
And then I love Dion's comment. He said, I'm not going to answer no phone call from him. He wants to talk to me. We'll talk publicly. He said he made these comments publicly. We'll talk publicly about it.
Right. Don't call me now.
Yeah.
My thing is you just pot calling the kettle black. Pot calling the kettle black. Because everybody knows, we know what Alabama's capable of. You just mentioned Gonzo. How the hell you got 4-5 deep in recruits in one position?
Yeah, easy.
Remember that when they let go of what's my man's name? That got replaced by Tua in Alabama.
Hurts.
Yeah, they let go. How do you let go of Jalen Hurts?
He goes with the Heisman.
You let go of Jalen Hurts, and you got Tua and Mac.
Yeah,
come on, man.
Hey, how many? He made like $10 million a year, right? He makes like $10 million a year.
Oh man, Coach Saban, he cashing out. Like a lot of people be like, why you don't leave the university? You know what? He making so much money from the universities.
Yeah,
it's certain college players. College coaches that. Why the hell would I leave? I got a good thing going here.
And coaching the college game is a whole different deal than coaching the NFL.
Yeah. He got more job security as a college coach because he got that tenure. They don't really give a shit about tenure in the NFL. If you gone, they just waiting on the right reason to fire you.
And prior to this year, Alabama had the name, so he didn't have to even go see the recruits. He had them coming to him. He didn't have to. The recruiting was so easy before. Now it's a little different because players can go where they want and still get paid. It makes a difference.
And I'm happy for the college players. They deserve to get a check.
I'm very happy, man.
If you can sell my likeness, I'm putting butts in these seats, and I'm making all this money for the university, I deserve a piece of that shit.
Damn right.
And then Nate said college is starting to be more for the player than the team, and that's true. They're starting to be more for the player than just schools.
You need the players, especially
bring the money in.
These people know, man. These schools know. Most of these recruits that come in don't plan on going. They're not on a 4-year plan, so it's an equal usage rate from both. I'm here to use you to get the exposure and to make it to the pros. You're using me to bring on more motherfucking recruits for next year.
Yep. True.
That's how it works.
Yep.
Then so let's go ahead and mutually make this money together.
Damien said, "What's your thoughts on football player who got arrested for fighting a woman over a wheelchair in the airport in New York? Have you heard anything about that?
I haven't heard anything about that, but again, the NFL players, star athletes need to sit the hell down. What are y'all thinking? Why are you putting your money on the line, your name on the line, your reputation on the line, all the hard work you did to make it to the league? I don't care if you didn't do shit in the league. You made it to the league. You know how hard it is to make it to a professional level in the world of sports and entertainment? It's very fucking hard. It's people right now that's putting work in and is going nowhere fast.
And that's right. And only 1% of the nation are able to play in the NBA. And then a couple of days ago, I just read or heard my man Rajon Rondo put a gun to his girlfriend's head.
Yeah.
How you gonna do that?
These cats are tweaking, man. These cats are tweaking.
Well, like Antonio Brown basically running his career. It's
yeah,
like, dude.
Oh yeah, he's
a stupid motherfucker. I'm sorry. I don't like to call people out their names, but I just look at the way he acts like, you don't know what you want to do. Tom Brady comes, he puts his name on the line for you. You're appreciative, but you're not. You love Tom Brady, but you don't. You say you happy with just playing football again, but now all of a sudden you want max money. Like a player of your caliber should never be making minimum income.
And you're out throwing gummy dildos at your girlfriend while while they're taking her away because you guys were fighting.
You're throwing dummy dildos. You're getting services from people you're not paying for. You're getting fake vaccination cards. It's like every time you look up your name,
the box truck driver.
Yeah, you're throwing pianos off of balconies and shit like that. Like, dude, like. Now all of a sudden you want to retire.
I don't even need 20 million. Give me $1 million. Give me 1 million. I'll be happy. I wouldn't be in trouble. You wouldn't hear from me.
Yeah, man. That's the problem, though. That's what I was explaining to Jay McLovin. The problem is that you giving money to kids. You giving money to kids. Like these kids grow up, they 17, 18, grew up in the projects, now all of a sudden I was just eating ramen noodles and Vienna sausages. So now every day I'm eating steak and lobster.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have to wait in lines no more.
I couldn't imagine what I'd have done.
They give me free shit to show up.
I couldn't imagine what I'd done if I was 19, 20 years old and had a $10 million contract. You know what I mean?
I try to cut them a break.
When you're young,
that's only for young motherfuckers. But when you 28, 29 and you done had this money for years, you're supposed to know how to act, motherfucker.
Yeah. You think so?
That's what I'm saying. My age now, give me a meal. I'll be able to make that last a long time. Yeah. Off what I'm used to living off of. You know what I'm saying?
I was watching the special. And they showed how many professional athletes, whether it be baseball, football, basketball, are broke now. Think about it.
It's crazy.
How? Well, we know how.
Yeah, that's because back in the day, I don't think financial literacy was as big as it is now. Yeah. Like nowadays, man, kids are learning about credit and stuff we didn't get taught about. Only reason I know about credit and stuff like that because I was a banker previous years, so I know a lot of stuff in the credit game that the average person my age wouldn't know, especially with my skin color and from where we from. You know what I'm saying? So a lot nowadays these cats, man, like you look at the Kevin Durant's making deals in Silicon Valley.
Oh yeah,
I've already honestly, I don't have to play basketball no more. I've made these. Look at Shaq. Shaq was the blueprint for everybody. How many businesses do Shaq got his name tied to?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So Shaq was the blueprint. When you look at the LeBron James of the world, Michael Jordan, who literally turned his name from player to brand.
Yep, true that. Yep.
He's a brand now. Like when you buy Jordans, that's why I tell people, depending on what Jordans you buy, they don't come in a Nike box, they come in a Jordan box.
Yep.
Look how much money he's still making off them shoes.
Hey, and I'm one of his habitual buyers.
Yeah.
I bought some of them between Jordans. My son always wanted the LeBrons. Hell, actually, that big Nike store in downtown Chicago, like 3 floors.
I know what you're talking about. Yes, sir.
We was down there visiting my sister and her family. My son was probably about 12 years old then. We went to that store. Well, they had up there where you could make your own shoe, basically.
Oh yeah,
he customized his own LeBrons. Yeah. On the tongue, it's one side said King, and the other side said Austin because that's his name.
Yeah,
he got to choose the colors of everything. He signed his own shoes. They were awesome. But the thing was, I already paid like maybe $20 more than what I was going to pay for the ones that were right there.
Yeah,
he just had to wait. I think it was like a month or something. And
because it's a custom. Bro, I used to do that online. We used to sit in high school and go to Nike.com and go create your own shoe.
But see, living here, I didn't know nothing about that. We went to Chicago. By then I was in my 20s.
Yeah,
almost 30. He was probably 12. We go to that store, then we're leaving the store, and we walk right by the Michael Jordan Steakhouse. He said, let's go. I said, bud, I just dropped like $160 on a pair of shoes. I said, look at this menu because they had a menu hanging up.
Oh, yes, sir.
I said, like the cheapest plate was like probably $40-50 or something. I said, man, we're not going to eat there right now. Well, I'll do it next time we come to Chicago.
Yeah, we better
get that in the hood.
Tell them we about to go get this Harold's.
Hey, we hit Harold's up every time we're in
Yes,
Chicago.
Lord, don't get this 6-piece lemon pepper.
Oh, yeah. Every time I'm in Chicago, we go to Harold's.
Oh, you gotta come to Harold's, baby.
And I really like Earl's Barbecue.
Oh, yes, sir.
Oh, Earl's is one of our favorite spots as well.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, come, man. You gotta come out here, man.
I gotta come out here.
We feed you right in Chicago, man. You know, I always say Chicago is the food capital of America.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, my best friend.
When I go to Chicago, we eat.
Hey, Rob, I don't know if you know my best friend. He just got fired last year. He was the head coach of DePaul. You know who that was?
No.
His name was Dave Lato. And he used to coach at Northeastern. He coached UConn, Ray Allen. He recruited all them dudes. He was at DePaul. I never went to Chicago to go when he was there. He was there about 2 years. He was there 6 years. He was there 4 years. Got fired. Then went to the University of Virginia. Then went to Missouri. Then Tulsa. Then back to DePaul for 2 years, and he got fired last year. But I never went to Chicago. I love to go to Chicago.
Oh, yeah, you got
Boy, man. Bobby Reed. You know him?
Bobby V?
Robert Bobby Reed.
I've heard that name though.
He's the one that does All Ball Chicago. I'm gonna send you some stuff about him.
I've heard of that name.
I'm gonna send you some stuff about him. I'm gonna send you something about him.
Harold's, Giordano's.
Oh, see, baby, you know my boy. Yeah, you know.
I haven't been to Garrett.
Garrett's is this popcorn spot. So
I haven't been there yet, but I've been to Giordano's and Earl's.
So Garrett's, you can get the cheese and the caramel corn popcorn.
Okay.
And famous popcorn, like my mom, like she used to kill me. Like, so when I first started working downtown, they had a Garrett's right in the building where I work at now. And all the time she was like, "Oh, you down? You better give me some Garrett's, boy."
See, my dad, he's big on food. So like when my sister moved to Chicago, and we'd go down there, he would look up restaurants and find places supposed to be the best. And the first time I went down there, he said, "Hey, you got to go eat Harold's."
Yeah,
so we're going to Harold's. So we always go get that lemon pepper right before we leave.
Well, I told him I don't even go in there and ask for lemon pepper. I just said, "Let me get that 6-piece." Oh.
Hey, Rob.
They put that lemon pepper on there.
And then there was a barbecue, smoked barbecue. I
like Nick's.
I haven't been to Nick's. I've been to Smoked and Earl's.
Barbecue, boy. That's some good eating right there.
Hey, Rob, let me ask you a question, man. Both of y'all. How bad is Chicago, man? Oh, I keep hearing about the shootings.
It ain't bad, man. It's just as bad as everywhere else. You gotta know where you're going, and you gotta stay out the way. That's how I'm still here.
I hear you.
I've never had no problems. Like we go to see my sister. I have no problem with Chicago.
Most of the people the stuff you hear about in Chicago is rarely random. You know what I'm saying? Like people might get on the news and be like, "Oh, my baby wasn't doing this. They wasn't in that." 9 times out of 10, your baby was in that shit. And you know what I'm saying? You hate to say whatever happened, it probably was warranted, but sometimes it is. You know what I'm saying? So, I tell people all the time, you stay out the way, mind your business, and go about your day. And nobody just gonna come bother you. You know, maybe if you a kid, when we was kids, you know, that's the stupid shit kids do. But when you a grown man and you know what I'm saying, you just mind your business. You know, now I'm also smart. I'm gonna pay attention to my surroundings, and me, I got legal classification to stay on my firearm. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, even with that being said, I don't go out here thinking nothing gonna happen to me, so don't let that happen.
Only problem I have with Chicago is parking.
Yeah.
Like we'll go to my sister's house, I have to park sometimes 3 or 4 blocks down the road and walk to her house.
I told you sometimes you don't even want to leave your parking spot.
Once I
You like,
park,
man, fuck that. I'm not trying to be parked 8 blocks down the.
once I park, I don't move. You just park, and then I take the bus or the train or whatever.
Or I tell you to come pick me up. Hey, bro, I'm finna go park. Come scoop me up, and then we
Man,
on
I
our
can't
way.
remember. Right down the road from her house, there's this place. It's a little food place. It's always busy. They stay open like I think 24 hours a day, and they have like a bunch of different ice cream flavors and shakes.
Yeah.
Can't think of the name of it now. But hell, me and my son walk down there at 3 or 4 in the morning, go down there and get us some food, and walk back to my sister's house.
Yes, sir. See what I'm saying? He walking late at night. You know, like I say, Con, man, Chicago just as bad as everywhere else. It just they glorify it. Now I will say you got your fair share of stupid motherfuckers out here, but that's everywhere.
Yeah, okay.
That's everywhere.
Before we get out of here, Rob, tell everybody where they can find you at.
Oh man, I would gladly do that. First of all, thank you for having me on the GSI, man. I appreciate that, Gonzo. I've enjoyed myself, brother. You know, this your boy that's hot, the boy Rob Scott. You can catch your boy on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes. Also on the Rewind Sports 60 Roku channel. Also available for iPhone and Android. And of course, catch your boy on ASAP in the morning from 9 to 11, Monday through Fridays, man. Tune in for the hottest sports conversation in the nation. Yeah.
And ASAP in the afternoon sometimes.
Yeah, ASAP at what they call it, the afternoon blitz. Yes, sir. You know, I show up, man. I show up and show out.
Hey, you're welcome to come on here anytime. I know it's late.
No, man. What we're gonna do, like I said, we got a couple wrestling shows in our future.
Oh yeah,
so we both get down on the wrestling side.
Yeah, I was telling my dad today that I was gonna get scheduled with you for next time when we get ready to record our next wrestling podcast to have you on with us.
I would love to do that. Like I said, I was just watching after I saw the Heat getting their ass whooped. I was flipping back and forth between that and Raw.
That's what my dad was watching. I was talking to him. He was watching Raw. I had the basketball game on while I was working on making a couple graphics.
Yes, sir.
I do all my graphics, like my shirts. I was the one that designed the shirt. I do all that
That's
stuff.
how you keep all the money.
Right. Hey, I sold a shirt yesterday at the wrestling show, and then I'll end up trading the shirt for a new tripod.
Oh, that's hot. See what I'm saying?
Like the tripod I had, I mean, it was the one that came with my camera. It wasn't bad, but the bottom legs were like real thin and they were a little flimsy.
Yeah.
And I was asked this guy, one of the wrestlers was recording. I said, man, where'd you get that tripod out? I want to order me one. And he told me, I said, okay. He said, order off Amazon. I said, okay, I'll order one when I get home. And he said, hey, look, he said, I'll trade you. I'll give me a t-shirt. I'll give you the tripod. I'm like, I bet.
Hell yeah, let's ride. That's the barter system.
And it extends up to about 7 foot tall, 7.5 foot tall. So it's going to be perfect for the wrestling shows to be up high enough to be over the fans.
Yeah, that's hot, man.
I was like, yeah. Hey, I was like, yeah, I'll do that in a heartbeat. What size shirt you want?
That's why I say you got to use your connection. See, I see one day you getting us in a WrestleMania. I'm gonna just slide right in behind you, like I'm with Gonzo.
Comment, where can people find you at?
Hey, you know something? How am I going to top what he just done said? I can't top that. You know what I mean? I can't top that. Yo, Gonzo, thank you for having me on the show. You know, you can find me. I got a couple of shows. I can't touch what Rob said, but I'm around. I'm on the ASAP Network. Hear me all day, every day. I got my own thing. You know, I do my thing, but I can't top Rob. But anyway, yeah, you all get on the ASAP Network. We all do the thing with Rob and both y'all invited to come on. Fast break on Friday nights at 10 p.m. live. We talk all NBA. We have a good time. We do the damn thing, and that's about it. That's all I can't talk, Rob. After that, I can't say nothing about that.
Well, hey, I appreciate you coming on. Like I told you, you're always welcome. If you want to come on afternoon,
thank you.
Let me know. I can send you the link like I did tonight, or it's always in the ASAP in the morning thing as well. I always put it in there in case anybody wants to jump on. To me, the more the merrier. I like hearing it. Like it's like at the beginning when we were all just telling stories, dude. I can sit there and do that all night.
Oh man, we can tell them, man.
Hey, I love me some Rob. I love me some Rob, man. We be doing the damn thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. You know I got love and positivity for the world, man. For the
Hey,
world.
I know we're not on ASAP. If you haven't checked out the ASAP Sports Network, you need to go check it out. There's got a lot of talented analysts over there.
A lot of talent.
lot of good shows. You need to go check it out. And honestly, it's just getting started. It's just going to keep going up.
Oh yeah, man! Like especially with them doing the interviews with the WNBA stars, man. That's big.
Hey, your boy has credentials for WNBA. Now I'm getting ready to do Indiana Fever.
Okay. See what I'm saying?
I've been writing. I've been writing some articles, but I'm getting ready to start going to games.
Oh man, congratulations to you, brother. That's big.
Yeah. Freddie tried to get me in with the Reds, but damn Reds aren't taking no new media people. Because they got approval of baseball Major League, but then it goes club by club.
Yeah.
And right now, the Reds said they're not accepting no new people. But we're just
telling them they need all the good publicity that they can get right now.
Well, Freddie said he'd keep sending it to them. Like you said,
once they see your name around here on different stuff, they're like, oh yeah.
And then I started writing I wrote some articles about the Reds. I never wrote an article before. Now I've wrote like 4 or 5 for ASAP in the last 3 weeks.
Oh, congratulations. Good, man. Congratulations. I want to be able to get for the show and get credentials and stuff, man. My job, man.
I'm working on getting my own I'm gonna get a website started for the Gonzo'S Sports Room so I can put all my articles on there too.
Oh yeah, for sure. I definitely come to support, man.
No, I appreciate you guys coming on. I appreciate everybody watching tonight. You can find me, ASAP Sports Network, in the morning and the afternoon, number at 10 and 1 p.m. Eastern. Then you can find me at 3 p.m. Eastern every day with Easy Money, a sports betting show. I hit a nice parlay last night. Didn't hit none tonight, but
I'm betting tomorrow.
That sports betting show you can find on the Gonzo Sports Room channel live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, and you can also find on the ASAP All Sports Network on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter. And then I got GSR Gonzo Sports Room every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday nights at 11. And then if you're a wrestling fan, just be on the lookout. I'm always posting about shows. We do like 3 or 4 independent wrestling shows a month. We go live stream them, do live commentary for them. It's pretty cool. If you haven't checked them out, you can find it on our YouTube and on our Facebook page at Gonzo Sports Room. We call that GWR. That's our wrestling stuff. We just work out the S, add a W.
Yes, sir.
Out the sports wrestling. Kind of, hey, old play. If you notice, all my stuff's old play off the NWO.
The NWO, I like it. I know, I like it. You know, so you know I'm a huge fan.
But you can find us there and follow us on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. That's where I put all the stuff about my shows. And other than that, you guys got any last thoughts before we get out of here?
Let's go, Dub.
Thank you for having me on the show. I love talking with my man Rob. You know what I'm saying? And thank you for having me on the show. And I don't know how y'all gonna get for tomorrow's show. I don't know how y'all gonna do it.
I'll be up. I gotta work. I
still got another hour and a half. I still got another hour and a half of research to do for tomorrow before I go to bed.
I'm about to grab another bottle of water and go cuddle up with the Mrs. Scott.
That's what I'm gonna do right now.
I'm gonna go talk to her for a few minutes because she's probably getting ready to go to bed. Then I'll be back in here working.
Hey, but my last thought, man, we're gonna get prepared to watch the coronation of the Warriors making it back to the NBA Finals, man. Go Dub Nation.
I'm with you.
All right, man. I appreciate you guys coming on tonight. Appreciate everybody watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.
Yes, sir. You too, brother.
Have a good night, y'all.